When we fully face into what's just happened in the United States, it's pretty damn scary. There's going to be President Trump, there's going to be a Republican-dominated Congress, and there's going to be a Trumpian Supreme Court. You might think, well, but maybe only for 4 years. Don't be too sure. It may take a serious struggle now on the part of the American people and American democracy and American elites to preserve American democracy itself. There will be many people in the Republican Party, starting with Trump, who will take steps to try to ensure that his ilk never lose an election again. When one thinks about it that way, it's extremely worrying from multiple points of view, and not least that of the climate and ecological emergency. Imagine not just a Trump presidency, but successors like him continuing in the United States. Okay, how do we cope with this information? How do we process it? Where do we go from here? I want to start with a positive point. Most people outside the United States did not want Donald Trump to win the presidential election. Why is that a positive point? Well, apart from the obvious reasons, it's a positive point because it means that there are many people around the world who are actively looking for an alternative to what has triumphed in the United States. Now, if you fit into that category, I'd like to offer some recommendations as to how to best cope with this result. First, from a long-term perspective, we should recognise that a Kamala Harris victory would have had only marginally better results for people and planet. Our current civilizational trajectory is towards oligarchy and eco-driven societal collapse, and a Democrat victory would have done little to change that. Nevertheless, it should of course be admitted that a Trump victory is even worse, implying as it does risks terminal perhaps for democracy, and perhaps dashing our hopes for a stable climate. So second, in response to this situation, I want to urge you, do not bottle up your feelings. The desolation, the despair you may be experiencing is a natural and healthy response to what is a political disaster, a potent symbol of how unready humanity in general, and America in particular, are to face reality. That's why it's important to face your own feelings, and in this way to offer your own resistance to the terrible trend which is taking us towards perdition. Do not listen to siren voices urging you to stay positive, voices that are asking you to suppress your healthy negative response to the news of the American election results. Third, find others who are feeling the same as you. This disaster is far too big to face alone. At this time, we need solidarity, community, fellow feeling. Stop doom scrolling, start reaching out to others. They probably need you at least as much as you need them right now. And fourth, and most importantly of all, do not just attempt to cope with Trump's victory psychologically. You need to find ways to handle and respond to what has happened, practically or politically. For some of us, this will mean tapping into our rage to resist in the public realm, through political organising, through outspoken opposition, perhaps through direct action. If, however, your considered judgment is that the chances that American democracy, or indeed global climate stability, can be saved are too low, that is still not a licence for giving up. It just means the focus of your attention and action needs to shift. This is a crucial moment, in other words, to begin taking seriously the great work of what is called adaptation, building preparedness for the terrible climate consequences that are coming, that Trump will accelerate, and throwing yourself into communal resilience efforts, such as food growing, water husbandry, and community energy schemes. And here let me recommend a book for those of you who want to take this thing further. It's Adam Greenfield's book, The Lifehouse. It's very powerful on this front. To end, you will cope best psychologically with what has happened if you find meaningful pathways to action along with others that are premised on facing up to how bad the situation has now become. In this way, the horror of our shared situation can form the basis of a transformative shift that could be the making of us even yet.